Liv's Kelly Ripa has revealed how she accidentally met her husband's housekeepers when he lived in Vancouver. On Tuesday's episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, the subject of cleanliness in the home came up. Kelly and Mark Consuelos talked about home chores and doing dishes, all of which culminated in Mark mentioning his habits from his Vancouver home. "When I lived in Vancouver, my kitchen was pristine," Mark said. "You had a housekeeper," Kelly exclaimed before correcting herself. "You had 3 housekeepers." All Mark did in response was laugh. "I met them. I met the housekeepers. You want to know how I learned about the housekeepers?" Kelly asked as she stood up, adjusted her dress, and faced the audience. "I walked out of the bedroom naked." "That's right, I said it." "Naked," the host shouted. Mark grinned as she continued. "And that's when I met the housekeepers, one of which was a guy. So I think he learned his lesson, which was to announce himself before he entered," she said with a laugh. Kelly's co-NFE satire. Just recently, Kelly made an unexpected revelation during her show's taping. As the host of Live with Kelly and Mark, she let her audience know that she was participating in the episode against her will. On this pre-recorded episode, Kelly and Mark greeted the crowd as they walked onto the stage from behind the curtains. While acknowledging the audience, Kelly spotted some young faces seated in the back rows. "We're almost through this, kids," she remarked. The television personality then mentioned that the youngsters appeared anxious about the impending return to school. Peering into the crowd, the 52-year-old observed, "I see some kids that are looking very anxious and very rattled." She added, "As if they're here as a form of punishment." Her husband Mark, also aged 52, relaxed in his chair and grinned while listening to his wife's commentary. "They were dragged here, weren't they?" she continued. "I understand completely. I'm here against my own will too." Mark found the comment amusing, bursting into laughter, while Kelly lightened her tone with a smile. On the topic of kids, during an August 24 episode, Kelly revisited a painful memory from her youth, thanks to Mark. When the subject shifted to what children typically eat for school lunch, Kelly confessed that it stirred up emotions. As Mark talked about common school lunch items, Kelly acknowledged feeling triggered by the discussion. Noting her strong reaction, Mark asked, "Did school lunches leave a bad taste in your mouth?" "You're aware of my childhood horror stories," she said. She continued, "My mom would assemble our lunches the night before, but nothing compares to the nightmare of eating one of her signature dishes, cream cheese and grape jelly on white bread." But her issue wasn't just with the ingredients. The talk show host lamented that the sandwich would become soggy after sitting all night. Moreover, her lunch bag was stored next to a partially cut, partially wrapped raw onion in the refrigerator. When it was lunchtime, she was faced with a cream cheese and jelly, infused with the aroma of onion, squishy sandwich. To wrap up the conversation, she said, "Honestly, discussions about school lunches are always a trigger for me. They're traumatizing." She also wondered why her mother didn't just make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich instead. Pause for thought. Turning the focus to her own offspring, Kelly uploaded a picture of herself and her 22-year-old daughter, Lola, on Instagram. The duo commemorated National Dog Day with a photo featuring their family pooch, Lena. In the picture, Kelly is seen in a patterned blue top and sunglasses, while Lola is wearing a green top, holding Lena. The snapshot appears to be from a recent vacation, evidenced by their sunlit complexions and the wooden shelter they stood under. Kelly wrote the caption for this charming image, "Savoring National Dog Day with Lola and Lena during these dog days of summer."